What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Greataxe Gaming. I'm Jax, and we are here with the Moon Sliver, an exploration game that apparently has, if I remember, read the description correctly, some horror themes, but seemed very interesting. Intended to be completed in a single sitting. All right, let's do it. Wasted move, space to jump. Okay, yeah. Yesterday, 4 people lived on this island. Now only 1 remains. What happened here? This is significant desolation. The monsters' attacks leading from the hatch were brand new, but the wind quickly erased them. The night was wild and cold. Interesting. I feel like I missed life, he said. Like it whizzed right by while I wasn't looking, and I'm watching it disappear into the horizon, stuck in this prison. Oh, come on, she said. Look out at the water. Isn't it beautiful? It's lonely, he said. Lonely and infinite. They reached the ruins and strolled leisurely through them towards the shoreline. Issa could remember when the old building still stood there, filled with families. I'm sorry, he said, and he cried because he often cried during these talks. For what? She said. For a lot of things. This is interesting. It seems like the story things pop up just when you approach. Okay, so I can't get in there either. Let's go this way. Huh. So I am probably just going to record this all in one sitting. Already read that bit. These conversations were not new. Long ago, Issa had learned to love Abel despite and for his despondency. She hugged him as the wind tossed her long gray hair around. A strange acidic smell emanated from the pipe. Issa kept a smile on her face, although she did not feel like smiling. She sat down beside the flashlight. What about Ellie? Has Ellie mentioned anything to you? She said. She didn't take it either, he said. Nor did I, and nor did Abel, she said, and yet it's gone. Daniel, you're the last one I gave the key to, said Issa. Daniel stared at these mysterious control panels. He didn't meet her eyes. He never met anyone's eyes. I didn't take it, he said. Why would I take it? I'm the one that told you it was missing. Issa kept a smile on her face, although she did not feel like smiling. The dry piles smelled faintly sour. The rest of the junk cast shadows on the opposite wall. How do you know Abel didn't take it? He said. Because I trust him, she said. He's a dismal man, but he would never hurt any of us. Do you trust Ellie? Daniel didn't answer immediately. I trust all of you, he said, because that's how we have to live. Interesting. I'm saying she knows more than she's telling us, said Ellie. What is your problem with Issa? Daniel said, putting his book down. He was annoyed at being interrupted here. My problem is that she's a liar, said Ellie angrily, fiddling with the knobs on the machine as she paced around, and that I have to keep explaining this to you over and over again. You don't know her like I know her. Exactly. You're not an impartial judge, he said. She keeps the chapels locked, and she's only one with a key, said Ellie, leaning on the barrels and folding her arms. So you're saying she took it? He said. I'm saying she knows more than she's telling us. Huh. I'm not sure what to make of this so far. What is that? The mysterious liquid had drained from the tank and into the water long ago. This place was a forest once. Issa could remember the glorious living trees, barely. A damp tangle of trees and foliage, free to run wild and unkempt. Huh. What happened here? Come back when night falls. There were no spiderwebs on the skeletal remains. The last of the spiders died years ago. Alright, let's go this way. Oh, more houses. And smoke? Whoa. There is an evil man on this island, and I know him well. We played together as youths. We may have cried together. We have eaten together. We have loved the same women, betrayed the same women. He is my constant companion and my worst enemy. He puppets my arms, legs, and mouth to his own selfish ends, and secretly hurts everyone I love as I watch, helpless, with their unshed, unfelt blood on my hands. He gifts my flesh with indescribable pleasure and blights my soul with unutterable despair. His name is Sin, and we are irrevocably bound together. Surely there exists no hell worse than this. Abel read to escape. Daniel read to feed his lofty, strange thoughts. Issa read to pass the time. But Ellie? As far as Abel knows, she hadn't opened a book in years. What did she do all day? He didn't know. Sometimes he worried about her. He worried about all of them. Were they as melancholy as he was? Okay, but... Stop letting me... He watched Ellie put her clothes back on, his eyes unfocused, not really seeing her. She didn't say anything. Her lips were pursed in that eternal ignorant scowl. He got up from the bed and opened his box. He used to be able to believe that one day he could plant the last few seeds and they would be able to grow food again. But now he knew that the ground was poison. Issa had given the seeds to him for safekeeping. Issa loved him. Issa trusted him. His eyes filled with tears, but he didn't let Ellie see. I'm supposed to meet Issa for a walk, he said. She didn't answer. She just left. Shit. What childlike emptiness I feel to find the most peaceful solace in fantasy, to find in masquerades a truth more vivid than reality. What sort of twisted villains were the ancient writers to taunt us with unreachable worlds, more beautiful than our own? We have enough stored food to live long lives. When our wood runs out, we will be cold, but only so cold as to be uncomfortable. The water is rising, but it will be many years before it reaches our homes. Technically, we survive, but to what end? This island is all the world we know, and it is nothing but the broken fairy tale. Shit. Man, I don't... Ugh. Well, there's some flooded homes. Before I go into the rest of the buildings, which I assume are the homes of... Can't go out there. Okay, which I assume are the homes of our four characters we know. Ellie, Issa, Abel, and, Daniel. I remember when the moon still shined, when each night was bathed in warm silver and the shadows were mysterious and friendly, and the island was a place of joy. That was many years ago. Since it disappeared, this place has become cold and stark, plagued by an inexplicable sense of loss and despondency. Daniel and Ellie are young. They do not feel it. They do not remember what the world used to be like, but Abel and I do, and we are both filled with longing for intangible joys that can no longer be provided. For friends that do not exist, for feelings that cannot be reasonably felt. When I was younger, I smiled because I felt like smiling. Now that smile is a disguise. She took the knife from the shelf. The blade was dull and rusty, but it was still pointed. She was not smiling. Jesus. God, is it just going to be flickering the whole time? Issa didn't know what the object was, but she remembered her father tinkering with it in the workshop when she was a girl. The workshop and the adjoining home were now far underwater. She was not a young woman, but even now seeing it brought her comfort. Abel came in. How do I get into storage? He asked. She shut and locked the box. I've told you before, she said. I forgot. I don't go there often. Press the first 3 until they click. Leave the 4th alone. Hey! Alright, we'll come back to that. Those other 2. Actually, you know what? Let's go explore the rest of them. Well, this place is miserable. What were you and Abel doing at his house yesterday while I was climbing the mountain? He answered, casually flipping through the book on her table. It was covered in dust. Ellie was laying on the bed. Daniel came in. She scowled at him suspiciously and beautifully. What were you and Issa doing in the old power building? What were you talking about? Well, darkness has come. Press the first 3 until they click. Leave the 4th alone. The night was wild and cold. Oh, is that how I charge my battery? I'm not looking forward to this. Oh, God. Oh, no. Ellie wasn't easy. The darkness never felt this menacing before. It seemed alive, watchful. Oh. Oh. Oh, why? The code was long forgotten. Nobody had been down there in many years. Oh, I hate this. Oh, I fucking hate this. No. No, not a fan. Actually, you know what? I do want to support this developer, so I think I'm going to stop this at the 15-minute mark and leave some of the story for you guys to discover. What are these panels? A family of rats lived among the crates of dry food. They were perhaps the last animals left alive. So yeah, I'm probably going to pick this up in my spare time because it's cool and I want to know more. But I'm also going to leave this off. Oh god, the shadows are like warping and shit. So you guys can pick it up. It's a really cheap game, and there's a... Ellie? Daniel's voice echoed around the tunnels. Silence. It's a cheap discounted game right now, and you can buy it in a 2-pack with its spiritual successor, which I will also pick up. She couldn't explain the feeling. It was as though something was lurking around every corner, staying out of sight, staying ahead of her. Daniel heard soft scratching footsteps behind him. He turned and shined the flashlight on the tunnel behind him. Nothing. Alright, I'm actually going to leave this episode off here because I actually have to go and run and do some errands. But, if you liked the video, you know what to do. I recommend that you try this game. Go and download it. Support the creator because he's currently working on some other cool shit. And, you know, do it. Anyways, if you want to buy me coffee, the link's down below. I'd greatly appreciate it. And thanks for watching.